So you want to know about my life. God. I'm Joshua. This is the Smoker's Abbey. This is my place. Hopefully it's your place. I started noticing as a young father that there were a lot of men in my life that didn't have a lot of relationships and they're under tremendous stress, providing for their families, working, raising kids, trying to figure out who they are in the middle of all of it. Smoker's Abbey was started initially as a relaxed hangout for guys. So that was the birthplace of Smoker's Abbey. So as I traveled around the country, I went to a lot of cigar shops. And I met a lot of people, and I soon realized I actually don't like the culture of cigar shops. So sometimes they felt like very exclusive, and you come in and you're the outsider, and I didn't like being the outsider. Yeah, so I collect religious iconography and religious symbolism, which is something that most people don't care about anymore. They throw it out, but I think it's beautiful. And when you study actually like Christian and religious iconography, a picture tells a story. And for me, I love stories. So the picture tells a story, so it may show how they were martyred or what their call in life was or what they were passionate about. So just like for me, even tattoos, everything tells a story. I have on my wrist 2 words, create and restore, because I felt I want to create new things and I want to restore old things. So how that looks in the Abbey is sometimes I'm in Nicaragua creating a new cigar. Sometimes I'm creating a new lounge or a new space for people to be in. But a lot of times I'm restoring. So restoration for me may be a physical thing. I like taking old artwork and turning it into something different. But I also like the fact that people can be restored. So restoring people's dignity, restoring broken hearts, which is big, but sometimes to heal, all you need is to have someone that understands, that can talk to you, that is relatable, someone who's experienced pain and has moved through it on the other side. I was a pastor for many years, nearly 20 years. I was a church planter, in cities all around the country. I helped people start their own churches and communities that did the same thing. I was raised in a very conservative, evangelical Christian space where everything was defined black and white as right and wrong. Tobacco, bad. Alcohol, bad. Not going to church 5 times a week, bad. Getting tattooed, very bad. When I started to look at how the church treat people in their humanity, their good days, bad days, struggles, belief systems, I noticed that the church isolated people, that they pushed them out, that they othered them. And so, although I had genuine spirituality and genuine connection with God and loved the teachings of Christ himself, especially through the Gospels, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, I love that and I believe that, but I also became an advocate for the othered people, which was something that I just really felt the church failed at. So we first opened the Smoker's Abbey because we are in a very diverse, and in the early days, I would say it was an African American community. Gentrification started coming in. And so we started getting a collection of both whites and African Americans. But I noticed right away that they were segregated. So our store was much smaller. We would have a back room where I'm sitting now, and all of the African American guys would stay here, and all the white guys would sit up front. And so that really bothered me, and I felt like for the mission of the Abbey, we were never going to accomplish the thing unless we figured out how to get these 2 different groups in the Deep South to actually trust each other. And that's what happened, and it took years. But we also have one of the highest percentages of female cigar smokers than most lounges. And that's because we addressed the sexism issue. We created a safe space for women to be in, and they've actually developed friendships with men and found safety in that. And sexual equality. So gay, straight, whatever your pronoun or your identity, you are welcome at the Abbey. But the cool thing about the Abbey now, there is no financial segregation. We have guys that make $300K a year and people that make $30,000 a year, and they're talking about life and they're smoking cigars and they're hanging out, and that's beautiful. This is an LFD triple Maduro with some Lajero. It's from the Dominican, but it's actually very strong. Probably a bit much for the first cigar of the day, but it's okay. I can handle it. So with cigars, you're not running around. You're sitting down and you're taking time. And there's a mental health aspect to it because you are processing your day. It's not like, the old cigarette smokers, you see them out in the back alley of a restaurant and they're working and they're fidgeting and their nervous system is wrecked and they're just like, and cigars are just different. It's about laying down, chilling out, enjoying the nuances, because a cigar, like the wine industry or like the whiskey industry, is filled with crazy nuance. Every cigar is different, and it's handmade, and it's made with expertise and passion and love, and it has to do with rain, and it has to do with sun, and it has to do with minerals in the soil, and it has to do with the care given to the leaf afterwards. So every cigar is a different experience. It is limitless what you can do with the flavor profile. So in the resting is where people have the opportunity to actually go a little bit deeper in their conversation than if they're just drinking a long neck beer at a bar and running out the door. And sometimes we just have fun and we goof off, or we watch TV or sports or make fun of each other a little bit. You know what? With friends like you, who needs more friends?
First of all, you need more friends like me. Your life wouldn't be so fucked
No,
up.
if I had more friends like you, I'd just opt to not have any friends.
First of all, fuck you. You wish you had a life full of friends like me, okay? Firstly. Secondly, I'm the most reliable, consistent motherfucker you know. That is an adult. And truthful.
Why aren't you walking? And in that connection and that trust, there's vulnerability. There is opportunity as relationships build to talk about real stuff. And we love that. Unified under the ideas of loving each other and listening and having empathy and understanding. That's a lot of the spiritual sort of underlying tone to what the Abbey is. I would say that mission is much bigger than the products we sell.